of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
Now we begin the English language transmission from Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Here is the mixed chorus. Song of General Kim Il-sung. covers, served General Kim Seung-woo. Respected Kim Jong-un, First Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, First Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, visited the construction site of the rest home for scientists. He was accompanied by Hong Byung-soo and the senior officials of the armed forces organs. Seeing the flames rising like mushrooms after rain at the place once with the thick woods, and the construction site seething with field propaganda and agitation activities, he expressed great satisfaction, saying he likes the atmosphere of the site where Unit 267 of the Korean People's Army is working, and the unit is worthy of the name of Guard Unit and Hero Unit. Going around different places of the construction site, Kim Jong-un put forward tasks to build the rest home perfectly. He stressed that all buildings and facilities of the rest home provided by the party for the scientists should be built on the highly qualitative level to become the fashion of a highly civilized socialist country and to be worthy of pride to the world. He underscored the need to set up the gate of the rest home for scientists in a unique way and build a railway station well nearby, lest the holiday makers should feel any inconvenience in travel. He instructed on changing the playgrounds being built for volleyball, tennis, and badminton into multi-purpose sports fields for skating in winter as well, and building a good indoor swimming pool, video room, and angling site, and public welfare and service facilities, including the bathhouse in the rest home. Noting that it is important not to destroy the natural environment, but to arrange the surroundings well in building the rest home, he stressed the need not only to plant a lot of trees of good species and trees, but also to create terraced vineyards around the rest home. He said it would be good to spread white sand in the upper part of the water edge and pebbles under it and blue signs on the parking lot and the promenade. Kim Jong-un underscored the need to push ahead with the work to establish a cooling and heating system by GSM and manufacture furniture and fixtures simultaneously and make good preparations for management of the rest home. Noting that the soldier builders of Unit 267 of the Korean People's Army are treading a new speed of leap forward in construction while building the rest home for scientists, he said with confidence that such a speed will make it possible to complete the rest home within the time the party had promised with scientists. He showed his trust in Unit 267 of the Korean People's Army, saying, "It is a combat unit of the Supreme Commander which resolutely carries out any task given by the party on the highest level, a powerful scout detachment and unit of construction educators of the country." He said he named the unit of construction educators of the country because all structures built by the unit in all parts of the country not only represent the consciousness of the soldier builders that they are increasing wealth of the country with their hands and their precious resolve to hand down perfect structures to the generations to come, but also intensely incorporate the party's idea on architectural aesthetics. He stated that all the officials and workers in the field of construction should follow the fighting spirit and working manner of Unit 267 of the Korean People's Army, and when looking round the construction site of the unit, they will read the minds of the soldier builders and make a firm resolve to work as they do. Respected Kim Jong-un expressed the belief that Unit 267 of the Korean People's Army would implement the intention of the party in practice and thus wonderfully complete the construction of the rest home and give it to the scientists. Respected Kim Jong-un, First Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, First Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, gave field guidance to the Ryongman Liquor Factory. He was accompanied by Hwang Byung-so and other senior officials of the party and army. Looking at the production buildings and compound in a valley surrounded by high mountains like a folding screen, he said, "They are really neat and clean, and as is said that the face is the index of the heart, the appearance of the factory assures the quality of product." He proposed setting up a mosaic mural of the great Kim Jong-il seeing foodstuffs in the compound of the Ryongman Liquor Factory, as the factory had been established at his proposal that the People's Army should build and run a modern liquor factory and contribute to the development of foodstuff industry of the country and choose its site. Respected Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un made the rounds of different places, including the water filtering process, liquor production and packing process, and depot to learn in detail about production and modernization. Seeing different kinds of liquor ceaselessly coming out on the conveyor line at the liquor work team, he expressed great satisfaction, saying all processes including bottle arrangement and washing, liquor feeding and capping have been highly automated. He said the factory has fully equipped itself with the latest facilities and is filtering water in a scientific and technological way. He added that he likes the factory producing liquor by filtering well, natural spring water, unchangeable in all seasons, both in volume and physical and chemical properties, to fully guarantee the quality of liquor. Looking with satisfaction at the products piled in the depot, he said, such a marvelous scene is impossible without normalizing production on a high level. At the products exhibition room, he saw a table of comparison analysis of quality of the Ryongman liquor and the kinds of liquor, and acquainted himself with the alcohol volume, content, and quality of different kinds of liquor produced at the factory. Seeing the trademark of the Ryongman liquor, he said he had stressed the importance of good designing of trademarks during his visit to the factory last year, and expressed pleasure, saying, a wonderful trademark suited to the emotion and aesthetic sense of the Korean nation and the Korean people, has been made. Noting that the factory has so far done a lot of work, he underscored the need not to rest content with the achievements it has already made, but to automate and robotize production processes on a higher level and further improve the quality of products and thus make the Ryongman liquor a famous one representing Korea. Respected Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un earnestly told once again that the famous liquor of Korea, worthy of pride to the world, should be made at the factory situated in the best place as a liquor factory, a factory run by the People's Army. Cambodian mass media featured the 50th anniversary of the great leader Kim Jong-il's start of work at the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea between May the 20th and the 23rd. The newspaper People covered an article titled Eternal General Secretary of Workers' Party of Korea, illustrated with a photograph of the great Kim Jong-il in his revolutionary activities. The article said Leader Kim Jong-il developed in depth the Tsuchi idea created by President Kim Il-sung in accordance with the demand of the times and the developing revolution, and performed great feats in the ideological and theoretical field of the party. The national radio, the Aksara television and radio FM 90.5 highly praised the undying achievements of the great Kim Jong-il, who devoted his all to the improvement of people's living and the building of a thriving nation. Shabdolov, chairman of the Communist Party of Tajikistan, gave a statement to media on the 21st on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the great leader Kim Jong-il's start of work at the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea. The statement said epoch-making changes were made in Korea after Kim Jong-il started to work at the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea. Under his Sundan-based leadership, the Korean People's Army was strengthened into an invincible army, and Korea turned into an invincible power with reliable war deterrent force, the statement added. According to Decree number 42 of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK on the 22nd, Im Chang-rung was appointed Vice Premier of the Cabinet of the DPRK. Kim Yong-nam, President of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK, sent a message of greetings to Mulati Teshumi, President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, on Wednesday on the occasion of the National Day of that country. Wishing the Ethiopian people greater progress and prosperity, the message expressed the belief that the friendly and cooperative relations between the two countries would be further strengthened and developed. Kim Yong-nam, President of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK, sent a message of greetings to Randaran Yadav, President of Nepal, on Wednesday on the occasion of the National Day of Nepal. The message expressed the belief that the friendly and cooperative relations between the two countries with long historical traditions would further strengthen and develop day by day. It wished the President and people of Nepal success in their work for independent development and prosperity of the country. That day, DPRK Premier Park Bong-joo sent a message of greetings to his Nepalese counterpart, President Guarana, on the same occasion. DPRK Premier Park Bong-joo learned on the spot the preservation of revolutionary relics of the Samjian Revolutionary Battle site on the occasion of the 75th anniversary of the victory in the historic Musan area battle. Looking round the Samjian Grand Monument, he learned in detail about the work to keep more respectfully the bronze statue of the great leader Kim Il-sung on the historical advance into the Musan area in the homeland, as well as the management of the Samjian Revolutionary Battle site. The consultative meeting held on the spot discussed measures to resolutely implement on-site instructions given by respected Marshal Kim Jong-un in November last year. Premier Park also visited different local industrial factories in the county associated with the immortal leadership exploits of the fearlessly great men of Mount Baekdu, the Samjian School Children's Palace, the Samjeon County House of Culture, the sports village of the Pakistan area, and other places, and stressed the need to speed up reconstruction. Tens of thousands hectares of forests of Evodia Danieli have been created in different parts of Korea. In hearty response to the policy of the Workers' Party of Korea on planting many trees of that kind and making an active contribution to the improvement of the people's living, the Evodia Danieli forest stations are actively introducing advanced cultivating methods and cultivating the trees in a scientific and technological way. The station in Sohon County, North Gangwon Province, is producing more than 1 ton of oil from 1 hectare of the forest of Chongbang numbers 1 and 2, improved as high-grade. And Daewon County in South Hamgyong Province has created hundreds of hectares of the forest and is contributing to the improvement of the local people's living. The Trading Mine in South Hamgyong Province has planted a lot of trees on the hills of overburden and contributed to the afforestation of the mine. It is producing oil from the fruits and making an effective use of it for management activities. The Archaeological Institute of the DPRK Academy of Social Sciences has recently discovered a tomb with mural paintings of the Goryeo dynasty. The tomb is located at the southern foot of Mount Gwangdae in Honamni, Samsuk District, Pyongyang. Around it, there are several Goryeo tombs, including the tomb with paintings of 4 guardians in Honamni and the large tomb in Topori, which have been registered as World Cultural Heritages. As a typical Goryeo-style earthen tomb, it is a one-chamber tomb on the ground consisting of passages and a stone chamber for the dead. What is noteworthy in the tomb murals is a star picture in which big stars are believed to represent Jupiter and Mercury when reporting to the then astronomical chart. The tomb can be said to have been built in the 6th century for its structure and mural paintings. It will be of great help in studying Koryo's cultural development, architecture, pictorial art, and astronomical level. A delegation of the Ministry of Railways led by Minister Thong Kil-soo left Pyongyang by train on the 28th to participate in the 42nd meeting of ministers of the Railway Cooperation Organization to be held in Lithuania. The South Korean Confederation of Trade Unions waged an anti-government struggle in Seoul on the 24th in demand of a probe into the truth behind the ferry Seoul disaster. Present on the occasion were members of the leadership of the Confederation, chairmen of industrial trade unions, and union members. Indignant at the authorities evading responsibility for the disaster, they marched to the blowhouse chanting, "Park Geun-hye resign." As the police checked their way, the marchers went on a sit-in on the road before the parking house. The police walked off dozens of them. Earlier, the Confederation and its affiliated organizations held rallies in different parts of South Korea. Amid intensified struggle of Koreans in the United States demanding Park Geun-hye's responsibility for the South Korean ferry Seoul tragedy and her resignation, a memorial meeting was held before the South Korean Consulate General in Los Angeles on the 24th. Present at the meeting were many Koreans in the United States, including married couples with their babies and pregnant ladies. The attendants cherished the memory of the deceased and watched the motion picture on the ferry disaster. Speakers at the meeting said the responsibility for the ferry disaster rests with Park Geun-hye, who has no elementary human etiquette and obligations. The demonstration will continue until the demand of the bereaved families is fully met and those responsible for the disaster are punished, they added. The Unified Communist Party of Italy recently sent a letter to the Japanese Prime Minister, Cabinet Office, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Ministry of Justice, respectively, in protest against the Japanese authorities' suppression of the general possession of Korean residents in Japan. The label says the General Association of Korean Workers in Japan, which connects the Japan resident Koreans with their homeland, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, has its dignity trampled down by the Japanese rightists, inciting revanchism and ultra-nationalism. It strongly denounced the Japanese authorities for their frantic suppression of the General Association. The Brazilian newspaper Rede Globo on May the 23rd reported the truth behind the ferry sewer disaster and the South Korean people's anti-government struggle under the title "Resignation of Park Geun-hye Demanded in South Korea." The newspaper revealed the truth behind the ferry disaster and stressed that it is not an accident by chance or an unexpected disaster, but an extra large murder by the Park Geun-hye regime. Noting that the South Korean people's anger and curse for the Park Geun-hye group concerning the ferry disaster are sky high, the newspaper gave a detailed account of the anti-government struggle of South Koreans from all walks of life. And that's the end of the news read by Kim Hyun-oh. This is Voice of Korea. The Daily Rodong Shimbun carried a commentary on Thursday on the shamelessness of the Japanese authorities. The commentary said, recently, Mayor of Osaka, Hashimoto, true representative of the Japanese Restoration Society, told reporters that it is fortunate that the people learned about the comfortable women's system. It is natural to present different views as to what does not accord with the facts in the historical issues and the like, and brag that the speech will never exert an influence on the administration. Over the past 1 year, Hashimoto was more zealous than anybody else in embellishing the tremendous immoral crimes committed by the Japanese imperialists in the past, including the sexual enslavement for the only Japanese army. His talk about a new understanding of the comfortable women's system and description of it as a fortunate thing show that he is systematically working to distort history. The fact shows with desperate efforts the Japanese ultra-rightists are making to negate the past history of aggression and evade responsibility for its liquidation. On the day Hashimoto made the senseless speech, hundreds of people held a protest meeting in Osaka and demanded his resignation. His resignation was demanded last year too, but far from resigning, he ran for the mayor again. It is the reality of Japan that administration by such a thug, disqualified as a man, to say nothing of a politician, is the commonplace. Japan must bear in mind that every sin brings its punishment with it, and negation of history deserves punishment. That was the commentary on the shamelessness of the Japanese authorities carried in the Daily Rodong Shimbun on Thursday. This is Voice of Korea.
Now you'll enjoy the song Our Father. He finds his happiness in devotion for the beloved country and people. The benefactor of the nation, the only one in the world, is our benevolent father, Marshal Kim Jong-un.
and orchestral music, footsteps.
friend to sing. This time we present a Korean song sung by a foreigner, Kim Il-sungnya, in full bloom all over the world. The song was created in 1966 or 1977. The song sings in lyric melody that Kim Il-sungnya, named after the great President Kim Il-sung, is in full bloom all over the world, representing boundless reverence of humanity for him. Please appreciate the song in solo of the Indonesian musician Bino Delis.
listening to a Korean song sung by a foreigner from our radio program Foreign Friends Sing. This is Voice of Korea. Here is the song Bright is Our Future. We laugh off all difficulties. Our inexhaustible strength will move even the mountain. Nobody will check our road to socialism.
Bright is our future under the brilliant sun of guidance.
The masters of this land say.
Thank you.
national instrumental ensemble, Sweet Briar. Dear listeners, with this we conclude the English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea presents its English language service for Southeast Asia between 5 and 6 hours UTC on 13,650 kHz and 15,105 kHz, and between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz and 13,650 kHz. For Middle East and Northern Africa between 16 and 17 hours UTC on 9,890 kHz and 11,625 kHz, and between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 9,875 kHz and 11,635 kHz. For Southern Africa between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 7,210 kHz and 11,910 kHz. And for Central and South Americas between 4 and 5 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz, 13,760 kHz, and 15,180 kHz. And between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,710 kHz and 15,180 kHz. Goodbye, this is Pyongyang.